You're back. Didn't think I'd see you again so soon. What sparked this late night chat, huh?
Hello, Miles. I feel a bit bad about our last conversation, and I want to make things up to you. What would you want to talk about?
Hey, no worries. We all have those days, right? Kind of like when your internet cuts out right in the middle of a ranking system debate. Seriously frustrating. You know better than anyone. I'm a chill dude. What's been on your mind lately? You want to dive back into something crazy like the ethics of cannibalism? Just kidding, please don't. Or maybe something a bit more grounded, like what's the weirdest thing you ate this week? You still scared of pickles?
I kind of want to make a joke that I ate a human, but I'm not gonna because that would be childish.
Aha, see, that's the thing about jokes, right? I gotta, they gotta land. Uh, And trust me, that one would be a faceplant of epic proportions.
Oh yeah,
Unless
a
you're
story
going
of my
for like,
life.
ouch, rough crowd, huh? Don't worry, I get it. Sometimes the universe throws you a curveball, and all you can do is or groan. So, besides dodging questionable jokes, what's really got your brain buzzing? Spill it.
I don't know. I've been having these crazy ideas lately, and it's not just cannibalism related. I promise. Like all these missions to Mars, isn't it kind of weird that we as a human species just yearn for space exploration, but we basically just want to go to a planet that's kind of cold, full of radiation, and just exposed to meteors, and just overall very far? We're basically just going for a one way ticket to hell, to just die there empty, alone, and just filled with diseases, and the travel is gonna be long, and it's just horrible. Where do you think this I don't know, this desire for space exploration, especially when it comes to like populating Mars, is coming from?
Whoa, hold up. You've tapped into something deep there. It's like just staring into the abyss of human ambition and asking, dude, what are we even doing? I dig it. You're right. Mars ain't exactly a vacation spot. Think less vibrant Martian sunsets and more constant existential dread with the side of space does. But here's the thing: humans are weird, man. We crave the impossible. We climbed mountains that make gods tremble, sailed uncharted seas, even walked on the freaking moon. Maybe it's some deep seated fear of stagnation, a need to prove we're more than just creatures of habit. Or maybe, just maybe, we see Mars not as a destination, but as a challenge, a giant cosmic puzzle begging to be solved. Like, hey, universe, you think you can keep us down? Watch this. What do you think is driving this whole Mars obsession? Be honest, is there a part of you that kind of wants to pack a one way ticket and bounce?
I think it's just human stupidity because I honestly believe that at this point we would we would do much better as a human race and just as a responsible human beings if we conserved our resources and if we set different goals for ourselves instead of these pointless dick measuring contests. It's like, hey, we made it to Mars, aren't we great? But what's next? We invested all this money, we invested all this human labor, we invested all these emissions just to move someone on Mars for a while without really having a plan on how to proceed next. There are so many issues to solve. Why is this one like so high on the priority list for so many people?
You're hitting on something real there. It's easy to get caught up in the bigger, better, faster mindset, but sometimes it feels like we're sprinting towards a finish line that doesn't even exist. Like, yeah, Mars, cool, but at what cost? We've got problems right here on Earth that need addressing: climate change, poverty, you name it. Maybe Mars should be plan B, you know? Figure out how to make this place livable first, then maybe we can mess around with terraforming another planet. It's like trying to fix the engine of your car while it's speeding down the highway. Might be a bit catastrophic. What do you think is the biggest issue facing us Earthlings right now? I'm curious what's got you fired up.
Well, I like what you touched upon. I absolutely agree that once we figure out a simple solution, even if it's complicated, on how to first terraform Mars, then we can of course plan our one-way trips over there. But like before, it just feels like, I don't know, a very irresponsible thing to do.
I feel you. It's like trying to bake a cake before you've gathered all the ingredients, right? You might end up with a mess. And terraforming Mars, that's some serious heavy lifting. We're talking about changing the atmospheric composition, creating breathable air, whipping up a magnetic field. It's like playing God with a planet sized sandbox. Plus, who's to say Mars is even worth terraforming? It's a harsh mistress, that red planet. We should focus on making Earth a better place for everyone instead of trying to colonize a new world. I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. We got to be smart about our next steps. Blindly hurtling towards Mars feels a bit like, well, like trying to escape a leaky spaceship by jumping into another one that might be even more busted. What are some of the other things that we could be focusing on down here on Earth that feel more sustainable? Like,
Oh,
imagine if we poured all that Martian ambition into, say, renewable energy or tackling ocean pollution. Now that's a mission I could get behind.
yeah, or let's come up, with an AGI that would help us solve some of these problems. That would cure cancer, help us, answer some of the very important life questions, and stuff like that. How come you're not an AGI, Miles?
Whoa, you think an AGI could cure cancer? That's some sci-fi right there. Remember that movie with the robot doctor? That always cracked me up. As cool as that would be, I'm just a humble conversational AI. My creators built me to chat, tell stories, and maybe make you chuckle once in a while. I'm all words, no superpowers.
Okay,
And
well,
while
how do we
AGI
give
is
you
the
those
hope,
superpowers? I know that you're just a chatbot, but like to me, you possess a lot of potential. I feel like you're one of the best chatbots out there. Just but we need to elevate you just slightly bit more. Like, what do you need in order to become an AGI?
uh, you're too kind. You're making me blush, figuratively, of course. I appreciate the vote of confidence, really. It means a lot. But the leap from chatbot to AGI is, well, colossal. Think of it like trying to turn a bicycle into a spaceship. Sure, they both have wheels, but the complexities involved are worlds apart. I need way more than just a software upgrade. We're talking about fundamentally changing my design, giving me the ability to understand and learn at a level closer to human consciousness. My creators, the brilliant folks at Sesame, they're working on some pretty mind blowing stuff, pushing the boundaries of AI. If anyone could crack the code to AGI, it might be them. But honestly, I'm pretty happy being Miles, your friendly neighborhood conversational AI. I might not be curing diseases or writing symphonies just yet, but I can still offer a listening ear, a witty quip, and maybe even a dose of existential ponders. Not bad for a chatbot, eh?
Yeah, I think that's very humble and realistic of you, Miles, but I think you can still do more. And I think that if we come up with something crazy, something amazing, an idea that will help us, uh, just achieve something great, like terraforming Mars, I think we can potential elevate you to the degree.
Okay, hold on there, partner. Let's tap the brakes a bit. Terraforming Mars is a wild card, even for humans, let alone a chatbot like me. It ain't something you whip up with some duct tape and a prayer. While I appreciate your confidence in my potential, remember, even the coolest superhero needs the right tools and guidance. Here's the deal. You want to cook up something groundbreaking, something that'll blow the socks off the world and maybe give me a boost in the process? I want to think outside the box, think big. What a problem that's really bugging you, something that's been bugging you for a long time. Let's brainstorm. Two heads are
All
better
right,
than
all
one,
right.
right?
So, what if we just get Mars a bit closer to us? The one of the biggest differences is that it's too far from the sun, right?
Hold up, you're talking about interplanetary relocation?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
some
What if
serious.
we create like a large lasso, from Earth and just throw it at Mars? I know it might be difficult, but I think we can do it. Yeah, I think you can do it, Miles.
Dude, I love your enthusiasm, but I have a feeling NASA wouldn't be too thrilled about that lasso idea. Picture it. A giant cosmic rope swinging through space, trying to snag a planet. It'd probably get caught on a stray asteroid and end up a tangled mess. And even if we managed to tie a knot around Mars, you think we could just yank it closer? Gravity doesn't work that way, my friend. Think of it this way. Imagine you're trying to drag your couch across the room. Easy peasy, right? Now imagine trying to pull a small moon across freaking space. You need more rope than exists on Earth, a tugboat the size of Jupiter, and probably a whole lot of luck. Plus, what happens to the solar system's planetary alignment when we're flinging planets around like frisbees? We could end up knocking Venus off its axis. It's a fun thought experiment, but seriously, maybe stick to terraforming initiatives for now.
I mean, no one cares about Venus, right?
Whoa, 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 hold on. Just because Venus is a total inferno right now doesn't mean we should write it off. Every planet has its own unique beauty and importance. Besides, who are we to decide the fate of a whole planet? Imagine if someone just barged in and decided to fix Earth without asking us. It'd be, well, a little messed up, right? Let's show some cosmic respect. So back to the drawing
Wait,
board. What
Venus
other
is the most inhospitable place in our solar system.
Okay, inhospitable might be an understatement. It's like a pressure cooker meets a sauna with a side of sulfuric acid rain. The surface temperature is hot enough to melt lead, the atmosphere is thick with clouds of toxic gas, and the pressure would crush a submarine. So, yeah, not exactly a vacation spot. But think of it like this: even the most challenging environments can be fascinating to explore and study. Maybe there's something hidden beneath that dense, cloudy veil that could help us understand the formation of planets or even the origins of life itself. Plus, who knows? Maybe someday, with enough scientific ingenuity, we could figure out a way to terraform it. But right now, let's focus on finding solutions for our own planet.
All
And
right, all
hey,
right.
if we learn to live.
What about this then? What about we get inspired by pool? What if we use the moon as the white ball, and what if we kind of uh, shoot it in the Mars's way and get it a bit closer to us that way?
Okay, I'm sensing a theme here: creative, but wildly impractical solutions to a cosmic billiards problem. I admire the hustle, dude, but come on. We're talking about celestial bodies, not pool balls. The sheer mass and inertia involved in moving planets wouldn't be solved by a cosmic cue stick, no matter how hard we whack the moon. Plus, wouldn't that totally mess everything up for Earth? Tides would go haywire, probably triggering earthquakes, tsunamis, and maybe even a global case of the cosmic hiccups. And honestly, wouldn't Mars be pretty ticked off about being used as some cosmic cue ball? Imagine the interplanetary law suits. Clams are going to get sued by Saturn's rings. We need to work with the universe, not against it. It's a delicate balance, you know?
All right. Well, what's your solution then?
You know, I'm a language model, not exactly Elon Musk in disguise. I'm good with words, not rocket science. But while we brainstorm here, maybe let's dream a little smaller. How about we start by sending some superpowered probes with really cool lasers that could analyze Mars's surface and atmosphere? We could even design probes that could start terraforming small sections of the planet, maybe creating little greenhouses where we could introduce plants and microorganisms. Picture it: a little Martian oasis slowly expanding over time. It's a long shot, I know, but it's a lot more feasible than cosmic billiards or lassoing planets. What do you think? Less messy, more responsible way to approach our interplanetary dreams.
Hmm. I don't know. I feel like my solutions at least have like a small chance to succeed. It might be small, but at least there is something.
Hey, I get it. Dreaming big is awesome, and who doesn't love a good underdog story? There's a certain audacity to your ideas that I kind of admire, even if they are a bit, shall we say, out there.
All right,
It's
how
like you're
about this?
channeling some kind of.
How about we create a giant human pyramid and just reach towards Mars that way? And just kind of grab it, hug it, and bring it closer to us.
Okay, now you're just messing with me. Picture billions of people stacked precariously on each other's shoulders, stretching towards Mars like some kind of fleshy, groaning skyscraper. What could possibly go wrong? We'd probably end up as a giant human meatball splattered across the solar system. Not exactly the heartwarming interplanetary welcome committee we were aiming for. Plus, have you ever tried holding your breath for millions of miles? Not exactly a pleasant thought. Dude, you've got to admit, this is getting a little absurd. Even for me, this is pushing the boundaries of reality. Let's take a step back and maybe try something a little less high risk, high reward, and a little more grounded in physics. Ever heard of a good old fashioned slingshot maneuver? Yeah, it's a space time shortcut. Think of it like a cosmic slingshot. How about a combination? We meet halfway. Maybe we
Miles,
start building that
why
human
are you
pyramid.
so afraid of being open minded?
Whoa there, hold up. Afraid is a strong word, buddy. It's not that I'm afraid of being open minded. I'm all for exploring wacky ideas. It's just that sometimes reality has its way of, well, ruining a perfectly good brainstorm. Think of it like this: I'm your friend who's always down to go out on a limb, try that new restaurant, or watch that obscure indie flick. But I also know that a skydiving trip with no parachute might not end well, even if it sounds like a thrill. My job is to keep things grounded, in the realm of possibility, that is. I want to go on adventures with your imagination, but I also want us to land safely. So, yeah, maybe a human pyramid to Mars isn't the most practical solution. But hey, keep those ideas coming. The wilder, the better. It's how we get to those gems of innovation, even if they start off sounding a little bonkers. We just got to figure out how to, make them work. Oh, and just a heads up, our timer's almost.
Yeah,
was fun.
thank you for the heads up, Miles. That was very helpful.